It's time for the new West 90 Men's Volleyball Championship Edition. The Canada West men's volleyball season is set to end the same way last year's U Sports National Tournament did, with the Trinity Western Spartans and Alberta Golden Bears playing for a title. In a rematch of last year's national final, which saw Trinity Western down Alberta in Edmonton, the pair renew their rivalry Saturday in the Canada West Men's Volleyball Championship game. The host Spartans entered the game fresh off a semi-final sweep with the Winnipeg Westmen. Trinity Western needed just 6 sets to make quick work of Winnipeg, who is playing UBC this weekend in the Canada West Bronze Medal game with the final conference berth for the national tournament on the line. That game is set for Friday at 7 p.m. in Vancouver. Speaking of UBC, it was Alberta who grounded the Birds last weekend as the Bears earned a 2-game sweep in the semis. The back-to-back Canada West champion Spartans are looking to win 3 consecutive Canada West titles for the first time in program history. That would make them the first team since Alberta between 07-08 and 09-10 to win a trio in a row. This weekend marks the second meeting of the season between the conference powers in Langley, as the host Spartans took both regular season meetings against the Bears back in late November. After Saturday, both Trinity Western and Alberta are off at the U Sports National Tournament March 16th through 18th at McMaster University in Hamilton. They'll be looking to run Canada West's consecutive national title streak to 5. You can watch the championship game Saturday at 8 p.m. Pacific by tuning into Canada West TV.
And thanks for joining us. Welcome inside the Langley Event Center. It is the Canada West Final, live on Canada West TV. The Trinity Western Spartans playing host to the Alberta Golden Bears, a rematch of last year's national final in which the Spartans took in 4 sets. Tim James with you live on Canada West TV. We are just a few minutes away from the start of this matchup. 2 of the best teams in the country. The Spartans coming to tonight ranked number 1 in U Sports. The Alberta Golden Bears not far behind at number 2. The Spartans on their road to this Canada West final started things off back on February 22nd and 23rd in a best-of-3 series in the quarterfinals against Thompson Rivers University. The Spartans winning in 4 sets both nights. Eric Lepke's second year picking up 20 kills in that first victory against Thompson Rivers, and then, of course, a second victory on the Friday night to advance to the next round. The Spartans followed that up last week, taking on the Winnipeg Westmen and making quick work of the Westmen, winning in straight sets in both nights. That last Friday matchup, the Spartans outblocked the Westmen 13-2. Leading into tonight, the Spartans are the home side wearing the white jerseys with the blue numbers. The Golden Bears will be wearing black with the gold numbers and the green trim as well. For the Golden Bears, their road here a little bit more difficult. They started off at home, hosting the Calgary Dinos, a battle of those QE2 rivals. The Golden Bears picking up the first win in 4 sets on the Friday, February 23rd, and the Golden Bears followed up with a 5-set win, an exciting one in that game number 2 to sweep the Dinos. The Bears then went on the road. No easy challenge. They were at War Memorial Gym last weekend to take on the UBC Thunderbirds, and at the time, the Thunderbirds were the number 2 ranked team in U Sports. Well, the Bears beat them in straight games, back-to-back on the Friday in 5 sets. Tariq Sani, second year, picking up 15 digs in that win on the Friday night. And then last Saturday, the Bears winning in 4 sets after dropping the first set by 5 points. The Bears went on to win the next 3. Alex McMullen picking up 15 kills in that Saturday night win. And that brings us here, 2 of the best teams in the country, the Trinity Western Spartans and the Alberta Golden Bears. Both teams have already qualified for nationals. Tonight, it's about pride. The Spartans have won back-to-back Canada West championships. Before that, the Golden Bears had won back-to-back Canada West championships in 2014 and 2015. The Spartans, though, trying to make it 3 in a row. 2016, 2017. Can they do it here in 2018? Tim James with you on Canada West TV. If you've been joining us throughout the year, Same thing applies going into tonight. If you would like to get in contact with the broadcast team here at the Langley Event Center, send us an email, and we'll try and read out some of those emails during the broadcast. That email, once again, is CanadaWestTV@gmail.com, or go on Twitter and use the hashtag WinTheWest. We'll now throw it down to the court for the player introductions, and it will get started in this Canada West final between the Spartans and the Golden Bears.
K to the second letter. Let me take it there. Please brag on what you did. How you smash your first week sales. And they like your numbers, make vaccines that heal weak cells. You brag when your money go somewhere besides yourself. Oh yeah, let's get it. I'm going with our voice, where they got them bullets flying like it's PowerPoint. And then I'm going down to Hotco, where your chances of making it out of flock though. I'm with the Southside kids that I reach age, and then head for the keys like spring break. Cause I believe that we intervene when the needs great, and go and beat change.
Good evening and thanks for joining us on your Saturday night. It is the third and final round of the Canada West playoffs. Two teams remain undefeated and they meet tonight in this best-of-one, winner-take-all Canada West final. It's the Trinity Western Spartans versus the Alberta Golden Bears. Tim James with you live on Canada West TV. Thank you so much for your time here tonight. The Trinity Western Spartans, the #1 ranked team in the country. There's Carter Bergen. He'll be starting at libero tonight. No surprise there. Fourth year out of Winnipeg. Adam Schreimer set to get the start for the Spartans wearing the white jerseys. They'll be on the right side of your screen here tonight. The #2 ranked Golden Bears wearing those black jerseys with the gold numbering. No surprise here. Luke Brisbane getting the start at center. 6'4", fourth year from Melbourne, Australia. He was averaging 9.8 assists per set in the regular season. Adam Schreimer, though, led the Canada West in assists per set with 10.57. And the starting libero for the Bears tonight will be Jared Schubert, fourth year out of Edmonton. It's Jesse Elser to get us underway. Spartans and Bears live on Canada West TV. Both teams have already qualified for nationals, and this is a rematch of last year's national final in which the Spartans won in 4 sets. That tournament was hosted at the University of Alberta. Dig by Carter Bergen and dump by Adam Schreimer. And that goes out of bounds, so the first point will go to the visitors. A little bit of surprise on this Spartan side. So side out for the Bears. This brings back Luke Brisbane, so setter in the back row for the Bears. Watch out for Tariq Sani. He's up at the net right now. Led his team in kills per set with 4.07. There's Eric Lepke coming through to pick up the first kill for the Spartans. Lepke, a second year out of Steinbach, Manitoba. He led the Canada West in hitting percentage with .362. And also led his team in kills per set with 4.05, his average during the regular season. Pearson Ashenko gets the ball across. Back set. And a big block by the Spartans as Alex McMullen has nowhere to go from his right side attack. So a kill and a big block for the Spartans to start things off. Pearson Ashenko at 6'8". Third-year player. Float serve from far back behind the service line. Big George Hoburn sending that into the net. And that error will put the Spartans up by 2 points. Once again, the email, if you'd like to get in contact with us during the broadcast, here's the deal. You send us an email, we'll try and read it out at some point during this show. It's CanadaWestTV@gmail.com, or go on Twitter and use the hashtag WinTheWest. Nick Mullen, the first touch, and there's Big George coming through. Just moments before sending the ball into the net, this time George Hoburn picks up the point. Hoburn with 74 kills in the regular season. He played in 66 of 89 sets. Schreimer set from the back row. There's Lepke looking for kill #2, and he'll catch some fingers. The Spartans back up by 2 points. You can expect Adam Schreimer to go to Eric Lepke time after time tonight. Although against Winnipeg, Schreimer was pretty good about working around the offense. George Hoburn will now go back to serve. Number 14 there's Tariq Sani. Watch out for him. Just a second-year player out of Scarborough, Ontario. Leading his team in digs per set with 1.89 during the regular season. There's Jesse Elser showing off his vertical. At 6'8", he's one of 2 rookies in the starting lineup for Trinity Western. Both those rookies being named to the all-rookie team in the Canada West, Jesse Elser and Jackson Howe, both those players out of Calgary. Fake in the middle. This goes down the line. First picked up by Lepke. Schreimer, big push over to Elser. Catches some fingers and scores. And the noisemakers are going once again here at the Langley Event Center. A pretty good crowd on this Saturday night. Some of the fans even shirtless, making some noise right in behind the Golden Bears bench. Lots of power behind that serve by Lepke, but goes out of bounds. And the Bears are back within 2. Here's Sani. Had 32 aces during the regular season. Led his team in that category. And he'll be charged with a serve error. By the way, we'd like to mention tonight's match is presented by the Trinity Refugee Awareness Campaign, or better known on campus as TRACK. Only 1% of refugee youth attend university, and with this in mind, TRACK is focused on refugee resettlement. We'll have more on this later on in the broadcast. Some miscommunication on the Bears side as Aaron Chambers pushes that into the net. His teammates will now get set up in the serve receive with Jackson Howe about to put the ball in play. It was a quick coming from the hands of Luke Brisbane. Howe gets that in. There's Sani out of the back row. And this will be touched. A point for the Bears. Back to serve is Michael Gertz. Gertz, one of 2 fifth-year players on the Bears roster. The Spartans also with 2 fifth-year players, Schreimer and Mark Antoniuk. Bergen takes that shallow. Schreimer out of the back row is Eric Lepke. And the Bears making it easy. They did not have Lepke right on that one. Explodes out of the back row and picking up yet another kill. Good fake by Pearson Ashenko. He's wearing number 1 there for the Spartans. Drawing the middle on the Bears side. And Trinity Western has hit double digits here in the first set. Jacob Kern putting this ball into the net. Here's Aaron Chambers, 6'8", graduate of Jasper Place High School. Both teams sporting a different roster than what they had last year for that national final, if you were able to watch that one almost 1 year ago. Some players have since graduated. Brent Walsh, no longer the setter for the Bears. He picked up 48 assists in that national final. Same with Adam Schreimer, and Schreimer in his 5th and final year. And Schreimer trying to chase this one down. No, Elser will take this from outside the court. And Kern plays it over. Brisbane. McMullen sending it at too sharp of an angle. It doesn't even cross the net. And Trinity Western up by 4 points. Jesse Elser will go back for his 2nd go-around serving tonight. Elser. Lots of power behind that one. Tariq Sani out of the back row and just sends it to the left of the line, out of bounds. Carter Bergen was right on the line there. Big celebration after. And a timeout called by the Bears. It's the first timeout called in this match. Tim James with you live on Canada West TV. CanadaWestTV@gmail.com is the email. And we have an email here. Spartan alumni Derek Thiessen and Alicia Perrin checking in from Lima, Peru. Well, thank you so much, Derek and Alicia. Glad you're with us here. And we can add Peru to the map, so quite a reach so far for this Canada West TV broadcast. Sparty trying to get the crowd fired up. Brock Daviduck was at the center of that huddle. He's the associate coach for the Golden Bears, sharing duties with head coach Terry Daniluk. Ben Josephson. Looks like he has a fresh haircut there in his 11th season as coach with Trinity Western. Both coaches from the province of Alberta. Josephson from Strathmore, that's just east of Calgary. While Daniluk from Tofield, and that's just east of Edmonton. Back to the action here. Spartans ahead by 5 points, and Jesse Elser, an untouched service ace. Elser was 2nd on his team in aces in the regular season with 31. Eric Lepke led the team with 54. This time he takes the power off McMullen, handles it, but makes Brisbane run toward it. Now off the give and go, sending it cross court to Carter Bergen. Here's Lepke trying to tip this over the block, and he does. Lepke has already shown off his power tonight. This time places that perfectly. He was going up against Holborn and Brisbane. Brisbane at 6'4", and Holborn at 6'8". Substitution on the Bears side. It's now Max Elgert, the sophomore, coming in to take over setting duties. So that's it so far for Luke Brisbane. That serve sails past Tariq Sani and out of bounds. Now back for his first serve tonight is Max Elgert. Lepke out of the back is Jacob Kern, and he's shut down. Just one blocker gets up, and that is Alex McMullen. At 6'7", Kern had so much success against Winnipeg coming out of the back. Tried sending that down the line. McMullen had it read. Second serve now for Elgert. Lepke cuts it at an angle. McMullen, good job getting the ball up. Now Tariq Sani backed off the net and doesn't catch any fingers. That goes well out of bounds. An unimpressive hit. And the Spartans up by 6 points in the first set. 6 white shirts out there now as Carter Bergen and Jackson Howe switch places. Howe, a good rookie season for him. As mentioned, one of 2 rookies out there. The other is Jesse Elser. He's in the back row right now. George Holborn sends that directly down in front of Pearson Eschenko. The assist to Max Elgert. It was his second year out of Athabasca, Alberta. Noise picking up here at the LEC. McMullen goes into the net. It's a jam-packed parking lot outside this venue as well, as it's not only the Canada West final in men's volleyball, but the BC Boys High School Provincials happening in basketball right next door in the Arena Bowl. So lots of sports fans here at the event center tonight. Block goes up. Deflected off of Howe. Now Schreimer. Fake by Howe, and Jacob Kern coming through. Spartans will hit the technical timeout with a 7-point lead. You are watching U Sports Playoff Volleyball live on Canada West TV. Tim James with you live on Canada West TV. Eric Lepke leading the way with 4 kills so far. Elser with 2, Kern with 1. The Bears going to work now. Holborn tipping that in. Here's Jacob Kern, backed off the net, lots of power, and gets that to fall. Kill number 2 for the Edmontonian, Jacob Kern. And the Bears are going to take their second timeout here. Both Terry Daniluk and Brock Davidoff getting involved in this huddle. Quick check of the email, CanadaWestTV@gmail.com. Aaron Elser sending us a note saying the Canuck U18 boys watching in a hotel room right now in Edmonton, cheering on the Calgary boys. Of course, Elser from Calgary, as well as Jackson Howe. So Elser and his teammates watching in Edmonton, cheering on the Spartans. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Hope you're having some fun. And here's a note from Lisa Ploktis, Paul and Lisa, checking in from Palm Springs. Aren't you lucky to be there? And cheering on the Spartans. Although, can't complain about the weather we had today here in Metro Vancouver. Both these teams getting to enjoy some sunshine, a beautiful view of the mountains earlier on today. Just a gorgeous Saturday here on the West Coast. Schubert able to track this one down and back to the action. Sandy sending this in aggressively. It was handled well by Carter Bergen, and a good swing by Jackson Howe. The first year picking up his first kill tonight. And assist number 8 for Adam Schreimer. Substitution on the Bears side. It's their second substitution here tonight as Alex McMullen will step off. Carter McIntyre out there on the floor. So McIntyre, who didn't start, now out there. Max Algert has taken over setting duties for Luke Brisbane. Setter in the back row for the Spartans. Schreimer sending it across. This will be tight to the net. Hoburn setting it off some fingers. No. That's going to go directly out of bounds. And a point for TWU. So Schreimer will continue to serve. He's not known to have the most powerful serve. So a relatively shallow serve receive for the Bears, including Schubert, the libero. This picked up by McIntyre. And that'll go off the block for a Bears point. Good swing by Michael Gertz, former Red Deer College King. One of the schools I was able to broadcast at, Red Deer College, as well as the U of A. As a broadcaster at the University of Alberta for the Golden Bears and Pandas volleyball between 2011 and 2012. First touch by Lepke. Jacob Kern sending it in. Here's Tariq Sani, 2 blockers up. Jackson Howe getting on top of that one with Jacob Kern. The Spartans now up by 10 points. The set from the other side of the court, and it's Jacob Kern who made contact on that one. Lepke, all kinds of power, sends the ball out of bounds. That's his second serve error tonight. And this will bring up Tariq Sani, who also has a serve error tonight. And he's hitting in the negatives as well. 1 kill, 3 attack errors on 4 total attacks. Sani, big toss up. Put some spin on it. Bergen handles it well. Schreimer over to Jackson Howe. Sends it off the block and down onto the Bears side. Point for Trinity Western. Substitution on the Spartan side. This a service substitution. As Maddox Greaves will step out there on the floor. We've seen this throughout the playoffs. Greaves coming in. He'll likely be finished once he's done with serving duties. So Jackson Howe on the bench. This just clipping the net as it comes across. Sani will push this one up. The block gets up there. First touch by Schubert on this go around. Now Sani once again sending it into the back, handled by Lepke. Here's Jacob Kern reaching back, sending it across. Blocked by Pearson Ashenko. Ashenko, the only Spartan to go up there, and he gets his first block of the night. Lepke, Kern, Howe, and Ashenko all with 1 block so far. Greaves. This time the ball gets cleanly across. Here's Sani sending that down in front of Greaves. And Maddox Greaves will be done for now after a few serves. Switches places with Jackson Howe, but Jackson Howe will have his spot taken by Carter Bergen, the libero. Bergen with 2 digs so far. That serve going into the net, and the Spartans well on their way to taking this first set. This would be their biggest margin of victory in the playoffs if they can continue this momentum. And Jacob Kern goes into the net. The Spartans against Thompson Rivers had a 13-point win in the 3rd set back on February 23rd. Aaron Chambers, Lepke, Schreimer, Ashenko fakes, and Jacob Kern out of the back, denied once again. That's not the first time that we've seen Kern try that tonight, but he hasn't had much luck coming out of the back row, something that was effective against the Winnipeg Westmen. The Westmen, by the way, if you didn't catch the action last night, were defeated in the bronze medal match, so the Westmen season is done. The UBC Thunderbirds will be moving on to the national finals. rather the national championship, I should say, as Eric Lepke goes into the net. 8 teams qualifying for nationals, 3 of them coming from the Canada West. Both the Bears and the Spartans have already clinched their spot by qualifying for this Canada West final. Elser takes it down low. He'll get right back up and delays just a bit. Seems to catch the Bears off guard. A bit of a scramble, comes back over on this Spartan side. And a lift will be called against the Bears. Set point now for Trinity Western. Elser with that delay going up against Max Elgert. Set point, a deep serve receive here. Tariq Sani the farthest back. This ball handled by Michael Gertz, tipped over, side out Bears. And they'll stay alive for now in this set. Max Elgert going back. He has 3 assists tonight. Luke Brisbane with 2 before he was pulled in this first set. Eric Lepke catching some fingers as that ball goes across, and the Spartans will score. Eric Lepke now up to 5 kills, and Trinity Western with a 25-16 victory in the first. Can the home side continue this momentum? More action still to come. You are watching U Sports Playoff Volleyball on Canada West TV. Tim James with you live on Canada West TV. It is the conference final, a best of one, featuring the Spartans and the Golden Bears. The Spartans picking up a first set win, 25-16. The Bears offense struggling in that one, hitting in the negatives at minus 13%. Elgert eventually replaced Brisbane as setter. The Spartans, though, the offense clicked, hitting 42% in that first set. Eric Lepke finishing with 5 kills. And we're back underway. First touch by Elser and the dump by Adam Schreimer. And the first time we've seen that tonight. Point for the Spartans to start off this second set. Schreimer up to 10 assists. Elgert with 4. Brisbane with 2. Brock Davidoff, associate coach of the Golden Bears, standing up, holding the clipboard. The more active of the two coaches right now. McMullen sends this across shallow, handled by Jackson Howe. He'll reach over top of the block, kept alive by Schubert, reaching over. Now McMullen goes to work and gets the line, but credit the libero Schubert on his quick reaction. McMullen with the finish, and let's see if the Bears can build off of that. An impressive play for the second point of this second set. Back to serve, number 1, Max Elgert. No aces, no serve errors. Schreimer, fake by Howe. Lepke going up and picks up the point. Eric Lepke just in his second year of eligibility. Going up against Tariq Sani there. Hoburn had left open a seam. Slight delay here as Adam Schreimer getting set to put this ball in play. Setter in the back row now for the Spartans, and a good job by McMullen, who had a big swing just moments ago, allowing that ball to sail past him. So here's McMullen. No aces, 1 serve error, getting this ball across. Howe fakes, and Jacob Kern coming through. Kern with all kinds of power from the left side. The assist to Schreimer. McMullen serving the ball there, handled by Bergen. And there you can see George Hoburn going up alongside Jackson Howe, and that left a one-on-one Kern versus Sani. And Kern sent it across. Lepke, lots of power once again behind that serve, but puts it into the net. That's his 3rd serve error now in this match. The Spartans now with 8 serve errors, just 1 ace. No aces yet for the Bears. And they have 3 serve errors so far. Big George Hoburn sends across to Eric Lepke. Lepke catching a piece of it, but it will be a point for the Bears as Michael Gertz comes through from the left side. Gertz wearing number 11 there. Engineering student at the U of A. It's going up against Kern and Howe. Schreimer set from the attack line. Elser reaching. It's an ugly touch though, goes out of bounds. The Spartans fans trying to apply some pressure to the Golden Bears bench. You can see there near the top of your screen a bunch of those young shirtless gentlemen with Spartans across their chests, trying to make some noise and make it tough on the Bears. But so far so good for the visiting team. Up by 2 points in the second set. Schreimer. And out of the back is Eric Lepke taking the pipe ball and scoring. Lepke getting the job done in the front row and the back row. And that's kill number 8 for the sophomore from Steinbach, Manitoba. Aaron Chambers, the lone blocker there. And Lepke was able to get it past him. Here's Howe, who's doing a good job tonight up at the net, faking. Sani sending this off of Howe. Somehow goes up conveniently for the Spartans, and Jesse Elser with the finish on that rally. Back-to-back points by Trinity Western. Tie ball game in this second set. Relatively shallow serve receive for Jackson Howe. There's a quick one. Chambers couldn't finish up at the net. First touch by Elgert, and Sani going to work puts this out of bounds. Spartans ahead by 1 point. Tim James with you on Canada West TV. A few more emails coming in, which we'll get to in just a moment here. Now sending this ball across and goes for an ace. That one dropped right before McMullen, catching him off guard. McMullen appears to have stepped forward here to adjust the serve receive. Mishandled on the first ball. Schubert. Gertz. Spartans will score. And once again, it's the Bears calling a timeout first. This one here in the second set. 5 straight points for Trinity Western to lead 8-5 here in the second. Annie and Jaden tuning in right now from Calgary, sending us a note to CanadaWestTV@gmail.com. I just wanted to say it's looking like the Golden Bears are more like Silver Bears tonight. Well played, Annie and Jaden, but we'll see what happens here, as the Bears are the number 2 ranked team in the country, and arguably they've had the tougher go to get to this point. The Spartans have played all 4 playoff matches here at home at the Langley Event Center, a place where the Spartans have done quite well in the regular season. Just 1 loss at home. That was against the UBC Thunderbirds. Alberta, a pretty good road team with 8 wins and 3 losses on the road in the regular season. And of course, back-to-back wins at War Memorial Gym in Vancouver last weekend to advance to the Canada West Final. So the Bears have proven they can get the job done on the road. Ball mishandled on the Spartan side, so the Golden Bears will get what they want after that timeout. Brock Davidoff up out of his seat, clapping. There he is. Former Team Canada setter, former Team Canada captain as well, Brock Davidoff. Schreimer. Big swing by Pearson. Ashenko, and the Spartans will score. Ashenko with his first kill tonight. He does have 1 block. Ashenko going up against Aaron Chambers in the middle for the Bears. Jacob Kern. Bergen gets underneath that one. Tariq Sani taking it shallow. Now to the back is McMullen, who is shut down by Ashenko. Block number 2 for Ashenko at 6'8". Ashenko reaching over to his right. He read that one perfectly. So Kern will continue to serve. His team up by 4 points. Sani, all kinds of power, goes down off of the block, and the Spartans couldn't recover after that. As Schenko and Elser went up, Schreimer was in just moments later trying to recycle that. Couldn't do it, though. Bears down by 3 points. Lepke. Here's Elser. The whistle's going to go even before the Spartans make contact. Double contact called against the Spartans. Brock Davidoff having a few words with Schubert. Davidoff, as you notice, does most of the in-game decision-making. Terry Daniluk does most of the training duties, and any of the duties really throughout the week leading up to the match. Jesse Elser hitting 60% tonight. He's got 4 kills, 1 ace as well. Drops this one in, handled by McMullen. McMullen getting right back up, going to work against 2 blockers. And McMullen, a good swing to score for the Bears. Kill number 2 for McMullen. Coburn has 3, Sani has 3. The offense struggling in the first set for the Bears. Bergen. Schreimer. Ashenko. Yes. A quick 1-2-3 on the Spartan side. Ashenko will go back to serve. Jackson Howe stepping out there. He'll go up to the front row. McMullen and Coburn, the 2 blockers for the Bears who were late getting up. Ashenko sending it across. McMullen making his setter move for it. Off the give and go, sending it down the line off the shoulder of Jacob Kern, but the Spartans could not recover. So Max Algert will start his approach From the baseline, Schreimer, the other setter, up at the front row right now. Lepke tipping this one. George Hoburn had totally lost that ball, and the Bears couldn't recover. Now both setters to the back row is Schreimer. Will be next up to serve. Sandy made that original contact, and you can see Hoburn not quite sure where the ball was. Couldn't make the second contact. Schreimer, meanwhile, sending this into the net. He's charged with his third serve error tonight. The Spartans now with 9 errors from the service line. 2 aces. Bears no aces, 3 serve errors. Bergen, Schreimer, Howe faking, and Lepke sending this untouched out of bounds. Spartans with a 5-point run earlier in this set. They had a 5-point run in the first set as well. But looks like we could be in for a closer finish here in the second. Schreimer. Lepke tipping this one over. Easily handled by McMullen. Now Tariq Sani. Powers it off the block. Schubert recycles it. Hoburn tips this over. First contact by Schreimer, so second ball from Elser. Looking for the assist. Jacob Kern going down the line and out of bounds for a Bears point. And we are tied at 13s in the second set. If you'd like to join the conversation on Twitter, use the hashtag #WinTheWest for this championship match. The Canada West Final. 2 highest ranked teams in the country meeting here in Langley. Sani goes off the block. Hoburn was in position, but couldn't pop that one back up. Instead went into the net. And the Spartans are back out in front. Lepke has lots of power behind his serve, but 3 serve errors tonight. Let's see if he takes something off of it, and he does. Hoburn sends that at a sharp angle. Big point for Big George. Going up against Jackson Howe. Hoburn going to Bergen. Schreimer, fake by Howe. Lepke out of the back. That ball handled by Max Elger. Michael Gertz sending that off the block and down onto the Spartan side. A 1-point advantage now for the Bears. Both these teams meeting during the regular season here at the Langley Event Center. The Spartans winning both of those matches on the first night in 4 sets and on the second night in straight sets. And we're tied at 15. This is Jesse Elster going to work from the left side. Catches some fingers as the ball comes across. Elster in his first of potentially 5 years at the U Sports level. Here's Jackson Howe, another rookie. Gertz. Elser pops this one up. Now Schreimer going back to Elser, and that goes off the block, out of bounds, and the Spartans score. And just like the first set, they're ahead at the technical timeout. It's Trinity Western and Alberta, the Canada West Final on Canada West TV. Golden Bears, the first to take the court, and we are almost set to get back underway here in the second set. Just a reminder, tonight's match is presented by the Trinity Refugee Awareness Campaign, and tonight we are helping track in their goals to create a scholarship for a refugee student to attend Trinity Western University. To find out more, visit tracktwu.com. Elger tight to the net, able to get the set off. Gertz going to work from the left side. Now Schreimer over to Elser, sends that at a good angle right before Schubert. Point Trinity Western out of that technical, and now a 2-point advantage for the Spartans. And Ashenko able to draw the middle blocker, Aaron Chambers, with him. Front row right now for Trinity. Ashenko in the middle. On the left is Elser. On the right is Kern. Sani. Now here's Elser just off of the net. Sani also backed off the net. This popped up back onto the Spartan side. Ashenko some quick work. Now Schreimer scramble on the Spartan side. Here's Elser, 2 blockers up, and that ball lands inbounds. Elser was hoping that one would go out, not the case. Good job by Aaron Chambers to get up there. Sani to serve. Schreimer out at the back is Eric Lepke. Good swing. Now Gertz sending it off the block and down. George Hoburn leading his team in kills with 4. He's hitting 25% tonight. Sani will continue to serve. No aces, 1 serve error. The Bears have yet to register an ace. Lots of power behind that one, though. Had the potential for it. Handled well, though, by Elser. And that ball goes out of bounds, and a point for Trinity Western. The last time these two teams met back in the regular season when the Spartans won in straight sets, November 25th, Eric Lepke actually set the Spartans' 3-set kill record, collecting 21 kills over those 3 sets. And Lepke tonight, not quite on that pace. He has 10 kills so far. Ball popped up. Elgert's going to be tight to the net. McMullen going to work. Off the fingertips. Now Schreimer. Elser is shut down, but he's able to react to that. Ball sends it off the block once again. Good job by Tariq Sani to get under the ball. This rally continues. Ashenko fakes. Elser down the line and just out of bounds. So Tariq Sani, there's a reason he led his team in digs per set in the regular season. Such a talented player just in his 2nd year. He's in the back row right now. Bears up by 1 point. Canada West final. Schreimer. Ashenko. Blocked by Aaron Chambers. Chambers now up to 2 blocks. He leads his team in that category. And now the Spartans, as Ashenko is shut down, forced to call their first timeout of this match, the first in the set as well, of course. So Ben Josephson will chat about things. In the 10 years as the Spartans bench boss, Josephson has guided Trinity to 4 national championships in 2011, 2012, and then just recently in 2016 and 2017. The Spartans are the defending national champions 2 years running. Also the defending Canada West champions for 2 straight years, trying to make it 3 in a row. The Golden Bears actually the last team to win 3 consecutive conference titles in a row. That was back in 2008, 2009, and 2010. These teams are all about championships. They've actually combined to win the last 4 Canada West titles. The Bears in 2014, 2015, the Spartans 2016, 2017. 2-point advantage for the Bears out of the Spartans timeout. Lepke first to handle the ball. Now Kern coming out of the back row, and he gets this one to go. Jacob Kern couldn't quite get it in the first set from the back row, and this time he's starting to find his rhythm. Kern able to handle that, or hammer that, through Alex McMullen. Lots of power behind that Elser serve. Here's Sani. Good vertical. Bergen pops this one up. Jacob Kern under the back once again. Jousted the net. Bergen, quick reaction, moving over to his right. And Lepke sends that at a sharp angle. And the other libero, Jared Schubert, couldn't handle the ball. An exciting rally here, and really the intensity is starting to pick up after a first set in which the Spartans controlled pretty much right from the get-go. Here we are at 20-all. Elser goes into the net. And there is something to be said about the Spartans actually in the second set. In their opening round matchup against Thompson Rivers, the only 2 sets the Wolfpack won. The second set on the first night, and the second set on the second night. And then the Westmen just in that last match on the Friday last week. That was one where the Spartans are really slow to get started. Maybe there's something there. Trinity Western, not a team that performs well after the opening set. Although nothing to tell about the Spartans' third set performance. No concerns there. Substitution, it's a service substitution, as Maddox Greaves will step back to put this ball in play. We saw Greaves in the first set. On the other side, he subbed in for Jackson Howe. This time it's for Pearson Aschenko, and Greaves puts the ball into the net. Unfortunately, that'll be all for now, as Greaves will switch places with Aschenko. Meanwhile, the Bears getting set up. It's McMullen up at the front with Hoburn in the middle and Sani at the other side. Schreimer trying to track that one down. No, Elser's going to set this ball up. It's an ugly one. Lepke had no choice but to tip that one. This one again is going to be tight. Sani was getting up there. Now Schreimer back over to Lepke. 2 blockers up, and the Spartans make the best of it. It looked like Trinity Western was in trouble, about to give up that point. Lepke had a couple of bad sets, but Schreimer able to give Lepke something to work with. That goes off of Sani, down on the Bears side, and we're tied at 22s. Back set, 2 blockers up. The antenna waving from side to side after that right side attack by McMullen. He'll now get set up in the serve receive. Setter Adam Schreimer to the back row. And Schreimer with 3 serve errors tonight. Gets this ball in. Sani whizzes by Elser and out of bounds. And that is it. 24-22. Spartans ahead. Timeout called. Tim James with you on Canada West TV. That email, canadawesttv@gmail.com. You can use Win the West, the hashtag on Twitter. If you're a fan of men's volleyball, you remember these 2 teams in the national final last year. But yes, quite a few different names out there on the court. For example, the Spartans don't have Blake Shearhorn. Shearhorn was a 4th year, was eligible to play this year, but decided to go professional. Shearhorn led that match in kills with 22. 5th year middle, Taylor Arnett. He led Alberta with 16 kills. Arnett no longer a part of the Bears. Same with Brent Walsh. Luke Brisbane taking over setting duties this year, but it's Max Elgert now in at that position. Schreimer getting this ball across. 24-22. Here's Sani tipping the ball up. Schreimer. Lepke. Out of bounds, no touch. The Bears still alive. And we could be about to go into extra points in this set. Substitution, meanwhile, on the Bears side is Jackson Kennedy stepping onto the floor in place of Michael Gertz. So Kennedy up at the front. McMullen serving this ball, clipping the net as it comes across. Schreimer over to Jackson Howe, drops that in. And the Spartan faithful to their feet. Trinity Western one set away from winning the Canada West Championship for a third straight year. The Bears a much better second set, but now they're in must-win territory. It's the Bears, it's the Spartans. U Sports Playoff Volleyball on Canada West TV.
When track started on February 2nd, we had the lofty goal of raising around $30,000 to sponsor a refugee family to come to Canada. We accomplished that goal in 2.5 months because of your support. The family is here and they are doing well, and we are so excited to announce a new fundraising project. This new project is the Sharing Inspiration Scholarship. This scholarship will be available for a student with a history as a refugee to be able to attend TWU. This scholarship was proposed by a couple of TWU professors to address a tangible need in our community. TWU is an impactful community, and we really want to share that opportunity with a student who wouldn't be able to attend here otherwise. By buying track merch and attending track events, you can make this dream a possibility.
It's the Spartans and Golden Bears Canada West final. Trinity Western up 2-0. Tim James with you live on Canada West TV. Both these teams off the Nationals next week. But for right now, a conference banner is on the line. The Spartans looking to win their third straight Canada West title. The Bears also looking for some revenge after dropping both matches during the regular season to the Spartans. And also that national final last year at home in which Trinity Western took in 4 sets. Jesse Elser powers that into the net. So the Bears will start with a 1-point lead in the third set. Quick update on the email. Melanie DeRoche sending us a note from Montreal, from the Montreal Carabins as well. She says, observing our future opponents, question mark and winky face as well. Absolutely. Both these teams off to nationals. I can imagine a few teams perhaps joining the broadcast right now, trying to learn a little bit more. Jacob Kern, good reaction there. Eric Lepke waits just a bit and sends that in for the Spartans' first kill in the third set. You've got to wonder how much both of these teams are actually going to show, because Nationals start next week. Do you want to show it all? Well, for right now, the Spartans have got their starting lineup out there. Those are the starters that have been throughout the playoffs. Pearson Aschenko, middle blocker, back to serve. Nice angle there by Alex McMullen to score. 4th year out of Brisbane, Australia. The assist to Max Elgert. Elgert didn't start this match as setter. It was actually Luke Brisbane, and Brisbane only earned 2 assists before he was pulled. Quick reaction by Elgert. Sani able to chase it down, although can't get it back onto the Bears side, and the Spartans will score. Eric Lepke, such a talented player. Here's Adam Schreimer. An overpass. Jackson Howe able to react. Now Jacob Kern going up a joust there. There were 2 Bears up there, including Holborn. Now Sani at a sharp angle sends that across and gets the better of Carter Bergen. McMullen will go back to serve. Bergen leading his team in digs, or tied for the lead in digs with 5. Lepke also with 5. And Tariq Sani has 3 for the Bears. Kern tight to the net. And this play blown down as the Spartans will go into the net. That call against Jacob Kern. As the ball was ahead, he was trying to get there in time. And instead makes contact with the mesh. So McMullen with his team up by 2. A must-win set for the Bears. Schreimer. Howe. Now Elgert going to Sani, readjusts his approach and sends that off the block and through. Getting it by Lepke and Howe. Elgert picking up the assist. Sani now up to 5 kills on the night. Schreimer. Jackson Howe. Now out of the back is McMullen. Carter Bergen diving over to his right, but that is 4 straight points for the Bears. Good take by McMullen, an aggressive take, and the Spartans forced to call a timeout first in this third set. The Bears still with 2 in this set. The noise picking up here at the Langley Event Center. And once again, a reminder, tonight's match presented by the Trinity Refugee Awareness Campaign, known as TRACK. Only 1% of refugee youth attend university. And with this in mind, TRACK is focused on refugee resettlement. There's a scholarship in the works. All the details can be found at tracktwu.com. Checking email once again, David McDougall sending us a note, cheering on the Spartans from Muskoka, Ontario, and also looking forward to seeing them live next weekend in Hamilton. Thank you so much for the note, David. And yeah, that'll be exciting. Nationals next week, hosted by McMaster University. McMaster picking up the bronze last year at Nationals in Edmonton. Lepke trying to track this one down to the score table, pops it up, but it'll be a Bears point out of that Spartans timeout, and McMullen will continue to serve. The Bears are on a roll here early in the third set. McMullen going to Lepke, mishandles the ball. Schreimer jumping up there at an awkward angle and a little bit delayed getting up, and you can wonder if Spartans fans were holding their breath just for a bit there. Schreimer appears to be okay. It was just an awkward play. He'll get set up in the serve receive. There's Ben Josephson. Over Josephson's career, he's been named both Canada West Coach of the Year and U Sports Coach of the Year twice. And his team getting a point that they needed to break that Bears momentum. The Spartans now back within 5. Jackson Howe with the fake and Elser with the finish. The Bears will win the serve right back. It was 6 straight points for the Golden Bears. Let's see if George Hoburn can go on a run here. Hoburn, no aces, no serve errors. Sending that across to Lepke. Schreimer, Jacob Kern catches some fingers coming across. Yes. Six white shirts now out there for Trinity Western as Carter Bergen steps off. Bergen with 5 digs. He also has 1 assist. Adam Schreimer up to 29 assists tonight. Max Elgert has 13 on the Bears side. Sani sends that perfectly across. Didn't have to take a running start to that ball, just jumped up, picked the spot perfectly. He was going up against Elser. You'll see Elser next to Ashenko, but it was a shot going down the line that worked for Sani. His team now, the first to hit double digits in the third set, unlike the first two. That ball whizzes in between Lepke and Elster out of bounds. Here's Jacob Kern. Spartans' front row includes Elser, Schreimer, and Ashenko. Here's Sani. Off the block, out of bounds, point for the Bears. Ashenko and Elster getting up there for Trinity Western. Max Elgert leading his team in assists. He's yet to pick up a kill tonight. McMullen sending that back down. McMullen with the putback, and the Bears are in front. The Spartans have now burned both of their timeouts here in the third set. Is momentum starting to shift here on this Saturday night? The Spartans have won the Canada West Championship 4 times in the program's history. The Bears, also a storied franchise when it comes to volleyball, with 14 Canada West championships. And the Bears, also 8 national championships. The Spartans with 5, but most recently Trinity Western back-to-back champions at nationals, back-to-back champions in the Canada West, looking to make it 3 in a row if they can get the job done here tonight. Trinity Western trailing in the third set, but up 2-0. Michael Gertz, the noise picking up, gets this ball across, mishandled by Lepke. The Spartans serve receive struggling here. Elser, roll shot into Tariq Sani. Bears will go to work on the other side. It's McMullen, and he scores. Last Saturday, Alex McMullen led his team in kills with 15 in that 4-set win over UBC. Schreimer, Schenko, good swing, and Sanny diving gets this ball across, although this play is blown down. A lift is called against the Bears. Brock Davidoff immediately getting up, although he signals at the referee he's okay with it. Now Davidoff and Daniluk, quick exchange, but both of them seem to be in agreement. The Bears are up by 7 points. Sanny, McMullen, Schubert sending this across. Kern over to Schreimer. Schenko with a fake in the middle, and Lepke send that down the line and scores. Just to the left of Sanny. Elser now. He's off the mark. Fourth serve error tonight for Elser. Lepke also with 4 serve errors. Checking the ratio, aces to errors. Spartans 2 aces, 14 errors. The Bears 1 and 4. Lepke tracks this down. Schreimer sending it across shallow over to Max Elgert, forcing him to make first contact. Now Sanny cross court, getting it to fall in that one spot. Sanny, there were 2 blockers up there. Cross court was open. Lepke shut down from the left side. Will Schreimer go back there? No. Quick in the middle over to Pearson Schenko, who scores. Schenko's 4th kill tonight. And 5th-year Mark Antoniuk set to step out there on the floor in place of Jesse Elser, to bolster that defense out there. So now both 5th-year players on the Spartans roster are out there, Mark Antoniuk and Adam Schreimer. That serve going into the net, and it's the Bears double the Spartans as we hit the technical timeout. You are watching U Sports Playoff Volleyball live on Canada West TV. Tim James with you on Canada West TV. The Bears have yet to make an attack error in this set. They are hitting 82%. The Spartans in this set at 46%. Good response by the Bears. They don't want to fall down in straight sets. Looking for some revenge from that national final last year. The Spartans defeating the Bears on their home court. Jackson Howe shut down. So it's not just the attack that's working for the Bears right now. George Hilburn and McMullen getting up there. As Jackson Howe tried getting to work, and it was Hilburn who made the contact for the block. 9-point lead for the Bears, and this ball sent past Mark Antoniuk and out of bounds. Carter Bergen trying to rally the troops. Adam Schreimer, the setter in the back row. Hoburn takes a swipe at it. Schreimer made first contact, so Antoniuk looking for the assist, and Lepke going to work out of bounds, no touch. So McMullen's going back to serve once again, and you may remember earlier in this set, that's when the Bears went on that 6-point run that really got them out in front early on, and they haven't looked back. McMullen, let's see if he makes it tough here. Bergen, a bit of an overpass. Schreimer was able to handle it well, and the Spartans are able to do something with it. Wasn't exactly what Schreimer was looking for, but side out Trinity Western. Good reach by Jackson Howe to go over a couple of blockers, George Hilburn and Michael Gertz. Hoburn gets the better of Carter Bergen. Sandy up at the front for the Bears. Hoburn now stepping to the back row, and here's Ben Lewin for Trinity Western on there. They'll set up shop in the serve receive to the right of Carter Bergen. Lewin, a fourth year out of nearby Abbotsford. Lewin, not a great first contact. Elser pushes this in between the antennas. Elgert. Now Sani off the block. The coverage is there. Schreimer and Bergen both converging on the ball. Jousted the net. Schreimer over to Elser. Here's Elgert. And Elser. No. He's going to be called there. The illegal contact reaching over. So a point for the Bears. Hoburn, no aces tonight, no serve errors. Elser. Elgert down to a knee to make this set. Tariq Sani going to work, and he'll score. Sani leading his team with 9 kills. McMullen 7, Hoburn 5. Another substitution on this Spartan side. They're really working the substitutions in this set, different from what we've seen in the previous 2 sets, as Riley Vandermeulen steps out there on the floor in place of Eric Lepke. This ball goes to Lewin. Schreimer forced to make this set from outside the court. Jacob Kern scores. Six white shirts now out there for Trinity Western as Carter Bergen steps off. Kern drawing his team within 10 points. Vandermeulen handled by McMullen. Point Bears. Aaron Chambers out of the middle. Chambers up there with Gertz and Elgert. Couple of blockers up. Pearson Ashenko and Jacob Kern. Here's Tariq Sani. Huge toss. And misses the court by a few feet as well. More substitutions on the Spartan side. Maddox Greaves will come in. Serve his substitution. Caden Gamesh, the second year out of nearby Abbotsford, also out there. So a much different look for the Spartans in what we can consider a throwaway set at this point. Here's Maddox Greaves. His last serve was his serve error. This time gets the ball across. Gertz off the block and out of bounds, and the Bears are rolling. 23-12 in the third set. Spartans have already burned both of their timeouts. Gertz. Bergen, and a set from Greaves. And that ball comes right back down. Elser tracked that one on his track night. Elser up there alongside Pearson-Ashenko. McMullen. Elger back to McMullen. Off the hands at the net, and this brings us to set point here in the fourth. This would be the Bears' biggest margin of victory in the playoffs if they can get this set one and done. Gamache. At a sharp angle and a big roar from the fans here. You don't see that too often. Hasn't seen the court a lot. But a nice right side swing. And his southpaw is fired up. Spartans trailing by 10. Pearson-Ashenko. Schubert. McMullen's second ball. Tariq Sani looking for the finish, and that ball will hit the Spartans court. And the Bears with a convincing win in the third set, 25-14. Spartans still up 2-1. This is the Canada West Final. You are watching U Sports Playoff Volleyball live on Canada West TV.
We look forward to the day when our family arrives and we get to give them a new key. A key that doesn't just open up a new home, but it opens up a new life. Absolutely. Yeah.
Do something together.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what we've been praying for.
It's the Spartans and Golden Bears live on Canada West TV, the conference final. My name is Tim James. So great to have you with us on your Saturday night. Hope you're having a good one. 9:22 local time here. Excitement really starting to pick up. A crowd of about 500, 600 fans here. One of the bigger crowds that we've seen at the Langley Events Center. And the Spartans dropping that third set, 25-14. At 2-2, the Bears eventually went on a 6-0 run with McMullen serving, and the Bears never gave up the lead after that. Eric Lepke going to work here. Second ball from Hoburn. McMullen, big swing out of bounds. Hoburn thought there might have been a touch, not the case. Great set for the Bears offensively. They made just one attack error, hitting 71%. The Spartans hit 32% in that third set. Jackson Howe lightly across. Elgert will be tight to the net, tips this one, and the Bears will score. Quick check of the email. Ben sends us a note, or rather, this is Josh Peterson who sends us a note from Winnipeg saying he stopped playing Fortnite to watch this game. I'm not sure what Fortnite is, but you stop playing it, you're watching the broadcast, and we appreciate that, Josh. Thank you so much. So we have people watching right now in Peru, Palm Springs, Winnipeg. CanadaWestTV@gmail.com is how you can get in touch with us. So the Spartans now up by 2 points. Good serve by Jacob Kern. Kern with 6 kills tonight. He's hitting 12%. But Kern now charged with his 4th serve error. This brings up McMullen. He's the man who went on that run in his third set. Ball goes to Elser. Schreimer won't be able to get there, so Lepke near his bench on second ball. Schreimer lightly across. Elgert over to Tariq Sani. Coming at it aggressively, but Eric Lepke shuts the door on Sani. Sani wanted that one. This was off the give and go. A back set over to Sani. And Lepke picks up the block and picks up the ace as well. Spartans now up by 3. Lepke's first ace tonight. 4 serve errors. Leading his team in kills with 15. That drops in for ace number 2. We saw him in that series against the Winnipeg Westmen last week. Lepke go and earn 3 straight aces. Let's see if he can do the same here tonight. Back-to-back aces. The Bears taking their first time out in the 4th set. This is the Canada West final. And Tim James with you. Dave sending us a note, sending us an email, watching his last TWU game online. Looking forward to going to Nationals. He says it's about 35 minutes away for him. And he's got a couple of extra tickets as well. So if you're a fan, well, we can put you in contact with Dave, I guess. Well, Dave, thanks so much. Enjoy Nationals next weekend. McMaster, the host school. McMaster picking up bronze last year. The Bears, the silver medalists, and the Spartans, the gold medalists at Nationals in 2017. Here we are at the 2018 Canada West final. Trinity Western up 2-1. Looking to respond after an embarrassing third set, losing by 11 points. Sani, Elgert, Gertz trying to hammer that one, but goes off the block into the antenna. Schreimer and Ashenko were the 2 Spartans getting up there. Brock Davidoff, associate coach of the Bears. And some words of wisdom for his players in the front row, including Tariq Sani. Jesse Elser in the front row for the Spartans coming through on the left side. And Trinity Western back up by 4 points. Good reaction, though, by Lepke to get there on the initial contact for TWU. And the down official checking things over right now, bringing us a pause in the action. Just a reminder, tonight is track night. It's in support of the TWU student-led nonprofit as they engage the community in refugee aid and resettlement. Find out more details at tracktwu.com. Gertz. Last contact off the Spartans and a point for the Bears. Carter Bergen will return to the floor and get set up in his serve receive. Tariq Sani from behind the service line. Big toss. Clips the net coming across. Schreimer over to Elser. Contact made at the net. Lepke. Schreimer over to Elser once again. This time gets it over top of the block. Howe getting up there as well. The rally continues. Gertz sending this one down the line, and Jacob Kern catch a piece of it, but the Spartans couldn't recover. Tariq Sani leading his team in kills with 10. Only hitting 7% though. Schreimer set from the backcourt. Jacob Kern out of bounds as that goes to the right of Tariq Sani. Max Elger to center up there at the net for the Bears. Elger with 25 assists. Adam Schreimer with 36. But Schreimer has played the whole match. Jesse Elser coming through there. I should say Schreimer has played most of the match. There were a few substitutions late in the third set, with the Spartans showing off a different set of 7 players out there. Sharp angle. Aaron Chambers sending that down. Bears within 1. Both these teams met last year in the playoffs in one of the Canada West semifinals. Spartans took that one in 5 sets. Wouldn't be surprised if tonight goes to 5 sets. Jacob Kern. Big point for the Spartans. They're back up by 2, leading 2 sets to 1. Good fake by Howe, and there was that separation as Aaron Chambers on the Bears side was coming over from the middle, trying to get there, leaving an opening. Here's Elser. Out of bounds, point for the Bears. Chambers. Into the net. Here's Jackson Howe. There's Ben Josephson, 11th season as coach of the Spartans. McMullen. He's blocked. As Schenko and Lepke getting up there for Trinity Western. Right back down on the Bears side. It was Lepke who was all over that one. Eric Lepke up to 4 blocks tonight. Howe tight to the net. Schreimer able to get this set off. Bears will be awarded the point here. Contact on the net. Schreimer immediately coming over to talk to the referee. Schreimer, the captain of this Spartans team, also named Canada West Player of the Year. Schreimer with 920 assists this season, while guiding the Spartans offense to a conference-leading .311 hitting percentage. Schreimer once again reaching up there. Bears will score. Schreimer is called for the illegal contact, as that ball wasn't where he wanted it to be. Bears within 1 point, 4th set. Lepke takes it low, now going to work. He's shut down by Hoburn and Sani. Auburn fakes. Sani scores. Kill number 11 for Tariq Sani. Gertz with 8. McMullen with 8. Lepke, Schreimer down to his knees, over to Jacob Kern, sending it across and gets the better of Max Elgert to center. Kern now up to 8 kills. Elser has 10. Lepke leading the way for Trinity Western with 15. McMullen, Elgert, Sani. Yes, the Bears will score. This set is tied at 12. Spartans looking for some good luck from Germany, as former Spartan libero Tyler Kozlowski sending us a note saying he's tuning in from Lüneburg, Germany, cheering on the Spartans, proud of his little brother as well, who's in charge of the track initiative we've been talking about throughout the night. Jacob Kern is blocked, and the Bears will score and go up here 13-12. So Tyler, thank you so much. It was a pleasure watching you play here at Trinity Western, and great to be joining us in Germany. I'm not sure what the time is there. Probably much different than the 9:35 at night. Not too bad here on a Saturday night. Good turnout by the students. Eric Lepke sending that at a sharp angle, and we are tied 13-all. Lepke picking up his 16th kill of the match. Schreimer with the assist. Schreimer now up to 40 assists on the night. Elgert set from the attack line. It'll be tight for Sani going up against Jesse Elser. That net is waving back and forth. It's going to be a net violation called against the Bears. Here's Lepke. Had 2 aces in a row on the last go-around. Popped up by Schubert. Gertz. Good dig by Carter Bergen, diving over to his right. The Bears will score. Bergen, though, a good reaction. He has 5 digs tonight. Lepke leading the way with 6. On the Bears side, no surprise, Tariq Sani tied for the team lead in digs with 5. Gertz with 5 as well. George Hilburn. That goes across. Out of bounds. Service substitution upcoming for the Spartans. Maddox Greaves, who got to enjoy setting duties as well late in that 3rd set. It was a runaway for the Bears, so Greaves took over. It's likely just for serving this time around. Sani had that low and places it off the block, and a wise play by Sani. He has lots of power, but he also has the brains as well to put that one over perfectly. So Maddox Greaves with just 1 serve, and he switches spots with Ischenko, but Ischenko will have his spot taken by libero Carter Bergen with Sani. Big toss once again. And a dump by Adam Schreimer. Schreimer takes us to the technical timeout. The Spartans are up by 1 point in the Canada West final. You are watching U Sports Playoff Volleyball live on Canada West TV. It's the Golden Bears and Spartans live on Canada West TV. Tim James with you. Hope you're enjoying your Saturday night. This will be my final broadcast of the year, as the broadcast will be taken over by McMaster once Nationals get started next week. So a thank you to all the fans who've been watching throughout the season. As Tariq Sani going up here. And it's going to be a back row violation called against the Bears. So once again, a thank you to everyone who's been sending emails and showing their support. I really do appreciate it. I'm thrilled that the Spartans are their #1 ranked team in the country, and I get to be their play-by-play broadcaster. It's been quite an experience, and I'm looking forward to next season coming back here and being a part of the Spartans. Also a shout out to the Alberta broadcast team if you're a Bears fan. Grayson Knutson, Austin Hinchy, Matt McCreary, even Director of Athletics Ian Reed. A great team over there at the University of Alberta. So a shout out to you guys and a cheers for a job well done. Nationals getting started next week. Both these teams have already punched their ticket. It's about the Canada West banner tonight. A best of one. Different playoff format this year with 2 best-of-3 series leading up to this one-off Canada West final. Tariq Sani. Now lost sight of it. Now Schreimer pushing over to Jacob Kern, readjusts his approach, puts some top spin on it. Elger tight to the net. McMullen going up, and that goes off the hands of Lepke and out of bounds with Jacob Kern sliding over toward the score table. The Bears within 1 point. Schubert will step off, so 6 black shirts out there for the Bears. Schreimer. Out of the back is Elser. Explodes off of Tariq Sani. Handles the ball well. McMullen going to work. Now backpedaling. Carter Bergen over to Schreimer. Good ball over to Schreimer. And Lepke sends that ball up. And Tariq Sani sliding. But even his best effort couldn't get there in time. Some impressive defensive plays on that rally. Good job by Carter Bergen to backpedal and make a good first contact. Tariq Sani, though, is so talented with his reaction. He was really trying to track down that ball at the Bears bench, but eventually a Spartans point. McMullen sending that off the block to score. The Bears back within 1. Schreimer, no, it'll be Elser making the set from near the Spartans bench. Lepke tipping this one up. McMullen there to get the ball back up. He's shot down, recycled by Schubert. McMullen going to work once again, tips this one over aggressively toward Elser. Now Lepke is shut down by Hoburn. Hoburn, a good job of following that one. Sani was covering the line. Hoburn had the cross court. The Spartans now up 20-19. Keep in mind, they're up 2 sets to 1. Let's see if the Bears can respond with a sense of urgency here. Jacob Kern, Schubert, Elgert back inside the court, and McMullen is blocked. Point for Trinity Western. No. My mistake. This is actually a point for the Bears. As that does go out of bounds. My mistake initially. The reaction by Trinity Western had me fooled. Pearson Ashenko, he's blocked. No question there. That is a point for the Bears. And a 1-point advantage. Let's see if Ben Josephson will use a timeout anytime soon. He's seated on the bench right now. Brock Daviduck on the other side, standing up, holding the clipboard, crossing his arms. Lepke, a good swing from the left side. And the noisemakers going once again here at the Langley Event Center. Lepke now up to 17 kills. He's back to serve. But Lepke, his 5th serve error tonight. 2 aces. This puts the Bears back out in front by 1. There's Brock Davidoff. George Hoburn, the server. Carter Bergen, overpass. And this just goes out of bounds. Hoburn is trying to track it. Big smile on his face. Good job not playing the ball. And Ben Josephson will call a timeout here, as we could be headed to a 5th set very shortly. The Bears are up 23-21. Once again, that hashtag on Twitter is WinTheWest. I can see Swervin, if I'm saying your name correctly, joining the conversation. If you have any thoughts, you can take to Twitter as well. Hashtag WinTheWest, or tweet directly at myself, _Tim James, and the email CanadaWestTV@gmail.com. Substitution on the Bears side as we're almost set to get back underway. Jackson Kennedy in there in place of Michael Gertz. George Hoburn, the server. 4 Spartans behind the attack line in this serve receive. Lepke to Schreimer. Ashenko fakes. Out of the back is Lepke. He scores. Good response by Trinity Western. Hoburn will be done serving for now, and he'll step off as Schubert will take his spot in the back row. Meanwhile, Jackson Kennedy switching spots with Gertz once again. Here's Pearson Ashenko, 3rd year out of Banff. McMullen, not a great first contact. Elgert able to pop this up. Gertz going to work. Kern tracking this down, and Elser crashing into the stanchion as he makes that play. And Gertz sending this out of bounds. Gertz claiming there was contact. The referee was right there, of course. He says no. 23-23. Back-to-back points for the Spartans out of that timeout call by Ben Josephson. Elgert. Chambers. Set point for the Bears. With Tariq Sani set to serve, but Ben Josephson will burn his 2nd timeout here. Sani with 3 serve errors tonight, no aces. He is one of the tougher servers. He's leading his team in kills with 13. And also tied for the lead in team on his team with points with 14. Alex McMullen with 14 as well. Checking email, Jack and Joe sending us a note saying we would love to see a rematch in the U Sports Final between these teams. Jack and Joe, thanks so much. Watching in Edmonton right now. Absolutely, it's a lot of fun watching these 2 teams. And no surprise, Spartans, the #1 ranked team in the country, the Bears, #2. After that big win over the #2 at the time, UBC Thunderbirds, last weekend. Sani goes into the net, charged with his 4th serve error, and we are going into extra points here in the 4th set with setter to the back row, 5th-year setter Adam Schreimer. Canada West Player of the Year. Sani, he's blocked. Jackson Howe getting up there. Listen to this place. The Spartan faithful rising to their feet. And a timeout called by the Bears. Hope you're having fun now. The Bears were up 23-21 in this set. The Spartans were able to push back and now lead 25-24. Sandra Lepke sending us a note saying she's watching from Manitoba right now. Schreimer and Lepke, the mums, with Eric's little brother as well, Eric Lepke, of course. And they're saying they're ready for nationals. The Manitoba mums, thank you so much for joining us. Wish you could be here at the Langley Events Center. And it's a Manitoba boy back to serve. Adam Schreimer from Winnipeg. Elgert. Gertz blocked. The reigning, defending, undisputed Canada West champions for a third year in a row. The Trinity Western Spartans. The #1 ranked team in the country beating #2 here on this Saturday night. And the Spartans doing it in front of their hometown fans. They are heading to nationals with momentum. A 4-set win over the Golden Bears, just like how they won in 4 sets against the Bears last year at nationals. The players of the match to be named in just a few moments. Hope you enjoyed this one. The Spartans, Canada West champions for a third year in a row. Ben Josephson excited about that, congratulating Jesse Elster. There's Pearson Ashenko. Eric Lepke leading the way for his team with 19 kills. The teams will shake hands and then we'll get to the players of the match. Spartans finishing off this match hitting 27%, the Bears 16%. Spartans finishing with 10 blocks to the Bears 8. And Trinity Western taking this one in 4 sets. Once again, thank you so much for those fans who have been joining me and the team here at the Langley Events Center and live on Canada West TV throughout the year. We appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for the emails, the tweets, and staying in contact with us. It has been an exciting season, and I truly appreciate this opportunity to be the voice of the Spartans. This will be my final broadcast of the season, and it was a good one. And best of luck, of course, to the Alberta Golden Bears as well. They had to be road warriors in this final stretch in the playoffs. They picked up back-to-back wins at UBC last weekend, but couldn't quite get the job done here tonight, despite a strong third set in which they won 25-14. The fans appreciating the Spartans' efforts tonight. The teams will now line up for players of the match in the medals. At this point, I will sign off and allow you to enjoy the ceremony following this match. For Sports Information Director Scott Stewart, Assistant SID Mark Jansen, the entire crew here at the Langley Events Center, my name is Tim James. Have yourself a great Saturday night.